Greetings pals, it's me, Steve from Time Worn Stones. So I think we all know why we're here. It finally happened. Mojang added the most anticipated, most voted, definitely not rigged feature to Minecraft. Wolf Armor. Now you can finally choose between your dog disintegrating in a creeper explosion and your well-armored dog disintegrating in a creeper explosion. Yay. But wait, armor for a pet? No, that is just silly. And unrealistic, right? Well, let's have a look at this together, shall we? As you might already know, dogs were first domesticated a pretty long time ago. Therefore, it should be no surprise that dogs trained specifically for war were used as early as 600 years BC. And believe it or not, armor for dogs has existed for almost as long as, well, dogs themselves. I mean, heck, the standard run-of-the-mill spiked dog collar has been in use as far back as ancient Greece to protect their wearers from fatal bites to the neck. But we are talking war dogs here, and that means our furry companions are fighting more than just some neck-snacking wolves. We're facing off against entire armies with professional soldiers, so that old pup must get some real protection right now. And because armor tends to be pretty heavy, kingdoms and empires focused on breeding dogs who were especially big, bad and sturdy. One of the most common breeds used as warfare woofers was the Mastiff. Yep, checks all the boxes. Sometime in the 1500s, Henry VIII gifted no less than 400 of these formidable, fully armored dogs to who else than Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, in order to, I don't know, maul some Frenchmen, I guess.
Mon Dieu.
Like the human counterparts, canine armor in the Middle Ages was forged using metals and often included chainmail and even small helmets. Aww, how cute is that? Of course, this wasn't just some European phenomenon. No, just look at this samurai dog armor from Japan. Like many things at the time, it became something of a status symbol, as only the most wealthy and noble could afford these meticulously crafted masterpieces. And they were masterpieces, especially in the late Middle Ages. I mean, just think about all the specific design choices that went into some of these works, so the king's four-legged companion could walk more or less comfortably with all that breastplate and vault smacked onto him. I don't know. I just don't get a very comfy feeling when looking at some of these, do you? Tell me in the comments, I'd like to know. Most prominent usage of armored dogs and source of, you know, that image, was during the Spanish conquest of South America. The Spaniards equipped them with spiked collars and such, but their sheer appearance was arguably more intimidating. So you can imagine what happened when you're an unprepared Aztec warrior and all of a sudden some Spaniards show up with a horde of armor-plated, giant beasts you've never seen before, just barking and howling and ready to eat a ditch into the local population pyramid. And so, together with man's best friend, the conquistadors set out to conquer an entire continent. Adventure novel style. Well, if that novel was written by Jules Verne and Stephen King, I guess.
Mon Dieu.
Anyways, speaking of barbarity, sometime later during the Second World War, dogs were most often trained to combat armor rather than wear it themselves. Russians were especially fond of that idea with, more often than not, varying results. And today, dogs in the military wear cool tactical vests equipped with all kinds of high-tech gimmicks to look as rad as caninely possible. Maybe in the future we'll get highly intelligent cyber dogs with full carbon fiber armor and laser turrets mounted on their backs so they can atomize... what was the point of this video again? Ah yes, right. So let's compare. As you can see from the footage provided by Mojang themselves respectively, This wolf armor looks fairly practical. I mean, like, as far as looking at some pixels on a cuboid dog is concerned. But you know, the most important parts of the dog are protected, so that's a win in my book. And as we all know by now, the armor is made from armadillo scutes, but it sure looks a lot like basic leather armor. Especially the earlier design they made, which is accurate, as the real ones were also often made from simple leather. That means chainmail and metal plates and such are off the table. Now, from the sources I could find, which doesn't mean much, the most fitting historical analog would be the Spaniards and the armor of their Spanish warhounds. With defensive covering located on vital spots of the body during combat situations and use of lighter padded armor, combined with materials like cotton or leather, because, just like with the Spaniards themselves, metal was pretty much unbearable in the South American heat. Wait a minute, I just realized something. I think armadillos just so happen to live in... Okay, I swear, this is just a big coincidence, okay? And that's where we should leave it at for now. I hope you learned something today. I think I learned the real reason why there are no jungle villagers in Minecraft anymore. And if there's one thing you should really take away from all of this, then it's the fact, why add the armadillo? They could have just made them craftable with scutes. Servus and bye-bye.